This improv story is based on the idea a man plays football, let the story commence. Craig was playing fives with the lads. Playing fives. That's short for 5-a-sides. They stopped it all because of that coronavirus, but that was it back now. Him and the lads, 5-a-sides. Playing it at that fives down in Shawlands. No, goals. That was quite nice. Well, yeah. It's 5-a-side, man. Jack, they called it fives. And they should. Craig knows more than you because he plays it all the time. You're not going to say 5-a-side, 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 5. It's just so long, so many syllables. Fives. That's what they would say, fives. And you think that's annoying. Sometimes they say fiveys. Par about my fucking my nose now. So they were playing it, and I don't know if you've ever seen, but some of these people then playing 5-a-side up quite late. You know, you could be going by about 11 at night and they're fucking playing. These places are open quite late. So they wanted a nighttime one. It's a Friday night. They thought, the pubs are going to be mobbed. Not the pubs, but you know, like the restaurants and all that. Why don't we turn it on its head and actually play 5-a-sides? And they were like, Craig, how's that turning it on its head? You know what I mean? I know what you mean, though, Craig. They were like that, you know, they were kind of like, you know, lads. They were like, you shut up, you cunt, you talk shite. Oh, you know what I mean? I do know what you mean, really. I'm just having a laugh. Do you know that? But all that sort of banter got a wee bit out of control. Craig, for a laugh, thought it would be funny to do a really kind of harsh tackle on one of his pals. His pal was ready to score, and Craig dived in with both feet in the air and tried to, like, there's his pal's leg going that way, right? That's the knee. Right? Craig came in for the side. So that was on the ground. Craig came in for the side with the intention of hitting the knee right there and basically bending it fucking that way. Well, if you know what I mean. Except it's not meant to bend that way. Knees just go back and forward. They don't go fucking sideways. But he was intending to try and break his knee. For a laugh, for banter. Craig didn't get it. So he jumped in and managed to snap his pal John's knee. And then he was screaming and people go, what you doing? And Craig went like, here you cunt. And grabbed him by the hair and went like, bang. Broke his nose. And his pals dragged him off him. And Craig went, what you doing? That's sore. You grabbed me sore. What you doing? You grabbed me sore. Look. And there was a fucking red mark there. So they all went to court. And Craig told the truth. He just stood up there and told the truth. He stood up there in court and he told the truth. He said, I jumped in. Yes, I tried to break his knee, but it was banter. That's what lads do, especially when they're playing 5-a-sides. The type that play 5-a-sides. It's a laugh. And the judge, and then they grabbed me, but they grabbed me and it wasn't banter. And it left a red mark for about 10 whole minutes. There was a red mark there. See that? See that? It was like that for 10 minutes. The judge went like that. Just went like that. Like the lawyers went like that. Now, Your Honour. And the judge went, no. No. No more of this shite. No more trials. The people are sick of all this. And everybody in the gallery went like, well, fucking sick of it. None of them wearing masks. They're all fucking, you know what I mean? Aye, we're all sick of it. It's time for somebody to take charge. And they all cheered. And the whole lot of them got sent down, including Craig. But Craig didn't seem to be bothered for some reason. That's because he knew. They all got put in jail. But then that night, along came somebody, you know, when everybody was sleeping, and let him out and said, see, I told you. And Craig went, thanks, I didn't doubt it for a second. There was a plan. I've got to stick you in the jail to make it look like everybody's sort of getting it, but, you know, obviously we're letting you out, but we've got to make it look like, so we're going to put a wee doll in here that makes it look like you're in jail for like 10 years with your pals. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, you know what I mean? So Craig got let out and his pals got had to stew in there for 10 years. They're always like that. Where's Craig? Craig can't get out of bed. He's not feeling good because he's jailed for something that he didn't do. He shouldn't be here. And when Craig got home, he said, there's just one thing that isn't just about all this. And this was him speaking to the judge. They had a coffee and just across the road for Goals. And where can you go for a coffee just across the Goals? In Shawlands? Glad Cafe, that's right. There's Goals. Goals is in there. Or up there. Or there. Daniel, don't dox us. Daniel, don't dox us. They went in there. Glad Cafe. Craig wasn't actually meant to go into the cafe. He was actually going in here to get his screen fixed for his phone. And he bumped into the judge. And the judge went, listen, can I speak to you? There's an aftercare service. And they went into the cafe. And the judge said, are you happy with everything? With how it all went? And Craig said, just one thing. I want a PS5. And the judge went, do you know, I wish you could have heard the conversation I just had with my good friend 10 minutes ago. I said, I bet he asks for a PS5. Because, you know, everyone in prison gets a PS5 now, guaranteed. The second, on the first night, well, it just so happens, waiter! And the person at Glad Cafe brought it air on a tray, a metal tray, a kind of silver, no steel, silver. Yes, there's waiters in the Glad Cafe. And Craig went, but how did you... So that's that. But as a wee epilogue, sorta, kinda. Craig went, but how did you know that we were going to be coming in here? I mean, I was coming next door to get my screen fixed, and then I bump into you, and then we're coming in. How did you know? I mean, even if you were following me, how did you know this was the place I was going to go in, and that was, you know? And the judge went, because my judge. And Craig went like that. Shit. So everybody, please put faith in the justice system. PS5. Thank you very much. That's the end. PS5. It's real. It's all real. Because you know who the waiter was? Heard the whole thing. I was doing a bit of waiter work in the Glad Cafe for method acting for a new part that I've got coming up in a very famous film franchise. And it just so happens while I was there, a judge walked up to me and says, "Listen, do us a favour. I want you to bring this PS5 up when I go at waiter, right? That's £100 for you." And I said, "What's this all about? I don't just do something for anybody just for £100. And the judge said, basically I've had to buy about 500 PS5s. I've went down this whole fucking street and that street round there and round there, round there and round there and round there and round there, and every fucking cafe, and I've had to fucking ask every fucking waiter, when I go like that, bring a PS5. You probably, the chances are, you will never have to do it. And if you don't, you get to keep it. So that's how he did it. So I was gutted that Craig, out of all the fucking cafes, walked into mine.